Let me ask you a weird question. How many of you here believe heaven exists? If you do, raise your hand. It seems like only a few of us either don't believe in heaven or are not sure what to think about it. But that's fair. That's completely fair. Because after all, heaven is not something that we can see or touch, right? But for me, I used to believe in heaven, and I still do, but not in the way that you might expect. Okay, now let's see what exactly is heaven. Well, to some it might be this ethereal, physical place, and to some others, perhaps a divine state of being. But whatever that might be, we all hope that it is where we find happiness, freedom, and peace. Agree? Yeah, we all agree on that. So, but how do we get that place? How do we get there? Well, some might say endless recitation of prayers. Some might also say fervent bowings before the sacred statues and deities. But some might also say fervent devotions to religious rituals and practices. Yes, these are what makes for custom, traditions, and even a distinct identity as well. But I assure you today that these cannot make a stairway to heaven. Well, I was born in a very religious family, one that believes in prayers, one that sees religion as the ultimate truth, one that sees religion as the answer for all questions. You can make sense by seeing me wearing this right now, and since back then. So, my family believes that this will protect me, this will bring me good luck. They were religious like that, so was I. So this is my first time entering monkhood when I was 6, back in 2011. And at the time, I was taught that the more I participated in religious rituals and practices, the more merit I earned. The more merit I earned, the more the chances of getting into heaven in the afterlife. Sounds unfair though. But I was too obsessed with getting into heaven because heaven is a place of, a place that you want to live. It is a place of peace. It's a place of happiness. It's a place of freedom. So, I was too obsessed with getting to heaven. And while the other kids read about superheroes and cartoons, I read about karma, compassion, and a pursuit of heaven. While the other kids were on their family vacations in their summer holidays, most of my summer holidays were spent in monastery and ended up being like that. Well, and then, so, if the point of getting married, if the point of saying prayers, reciting prayers, and practicing rituals were to bring happiness, peace, and freedom, I should have been the most happiest kid in the world. But do you think I was happy and free? While the other kids were playing outside, I was there sitting cross-legged in a monastery. While the other kids were running and laughing outside, I am still there sitting like a statue in a monastery. I was not happy. Why? Because I turned religion into a transaction, like a deal. I sit still for this long, so give me this much of peace and happiness. I said this prayer for this many times, so give me this much of happiness. But when I didn't receive anything, how could I possibly be happy? So last time I entered monkhood was in 2021, and that was when everything changed. During one of my meditation sessions, a monk said something that stuck with me, like forever. It goes like this. Once you see a river, you are out of a river. Once you see the mountain in its entirety, you are out of the mountain range already. So the same way, if you can see your biggest fear, you have already begun to rise above it. You know now how to face it. So after hearing that saying, I did some reflection, and I found my biggest fear. For most of my life, my biggest fear was not ghosts, was not speaking on stage like I'm doing right now, but my biggest fear was losing people I love. So after hearing Hlaing, I did some reflection. And then something sparked in my mind. Death is inevitable. I can't do much with that. But the only thing I can do, and the only thing any of my audience can do, is to just love, to live fully in present moment. Freedom from fear and struggle. That was the first piece of heaven I found. Not in future, not after death, but here on earth, in appreciating life as it is. One feature of heaven ticked. And then my journey didn't stop there. And in fact, I continued seeking freedom and peace in my surrounding while I was in monkhood. So I found a path, and that path is in many ways similar to meditation. In meditation, what do? We sit still, we control our mind in a tranquil environment, a quiet environment. And even someone disturb you, what do? Hey, I'm meditating, please be quiet. So yeah, it is easy to find peace in silence, but our hectic world is not always silent like that. It's not always quiet like that. It is most of the time filled with chaos. So in a moment, I will bring you into a very loud crowd. And when that happens, I want you to close your eyes, sit straight, and observe your own breath as you inhale and exhale. We'll go with them, okay? Inhale. Exhale. Okay, let's do it. Ready? Close your eyes. Okay, you may open your eyes. Okay, now let's try something different. But this time, we won't control anything. We won't resist to any sound, and just sit as you are. Just breathe as you always do. If you hear a sound, just hear it, just notice it. If a thought arises, just let it pass like a cloud. Okay, let's try again. Close your eyes. You may open your eyes. Thank you. So, let's check in. Which meditation felt lighter? In our first meditation, we were constantly battling with ourselves, right? We were resisting the distractions. We were forcing the control, and we were disconnecting us from our surrounding itself. But in second meditation, we let everything to be as it was. We hear the sound, and if a thought rises, we just let it pass like a cloud. So, my point is, even in that openness, I bet you guys found that calmness and peace. So, my point is that true peace is not found through force, control, and shutting the world up. It is found in opening ourselves up to it. It's not about resisting everything that you hear or you see. It is about learning to coexist with them without resistance. Second feature of heaven, tick. We have found peace. And in monkhood, we wore simple robes, we shaved our heads, and we give up money, luxuries, and even the attachments with your family. At first I thought these were just rules to follow to be good monks. But then I realized something deeper. Minimalism. The practice of living with only what truly matters. So, Buddha once said, the moment you minimize your wants, the freer you become. So, but it's not about living without intention. But this is where the middle path also known as Mizima Paribara, finds its way in Buddhism. Third feature of heaven, take, free and calm. So let's go back to the metaphor of religion again. If heaven is a place of peace, happiness, and joy, religion serves as a guidebook or the staircase that guides us toward it. So, a staircase meant to be walked upon, not feared, not clung to without movement, and not worshipped. So, in the pursuit of heaven, religion is not about memorizing prayers, repeating actions, and blindly following rituals. So the view is clearer than ever before. About where we end up after we die. It is about how we live while we are alive. So where is heaven? Heaven is in the way we love. Heaven is in the way we let go of our fear. Heaven is in the way we aware our surrounding. Heaven is in the way we free ourselves from unnecessary desires. It is not something that we have to wait for. It is something that we can create right now on earth. So let me ask you the same question that I have asked at the beginning again. How many of you now believe in heaven? Thank you.